Guys, recently I posted my top 5 zombie movies, and you know what, I had a lot of fun with that. So I thought, why not do some more top 5 videos? And these are going to be top 5 horror movies that are underrated or that you might not have even heard of. So here we go. Okay guys, once again, these are movies that are either underrated or movies that you might not have even heard of. They slipped under the radar pretty much. I'm probably going to get some dislikes on this video, but that's okay. I like controversy. I like raising questions about movies. You know, I love talking about movies, and I like movies that some people might hate and vice versa. You know what I mean? I just did a review for Tomorrowland and I freaking hated on that movie like you wouldn't believe. And there's other people that love that movie, so it's fun. I love doing it. So anyway, here we go. Okay guys, here is an honorable mention. This is a movie that I did a review way back when I first started my channel, and it's Excision. To me, it's kind of the Juno of horror movie. It's very character based, and the main character, Pauline, she really has some jacked up thoughts in her head, and I think you'll have a lot of fun with it. It's a love or hate type of movie, really. I mean, there are people that probably worship this movie. I go on movie forums, and I discovered this movie through movie forums, and somebody posted this as their top horror movie, and I was like, wow, somebody posted this as their favorite horror movie, and I've never even heard of it. I gotta check it out. So I checked out Excision. In my review, I gave it a humdrum just because it's not my favorite horror movie, but it is definitely really interesting, kind of in the way that Donnie Darko was interesting. So, Excision, definitely check that one out. Okay, number 5, P2. This is definitely not a title you hear every day. A lot of you probably have never even heard of P2, but it's a very simple horror movie. It's set in a parking structure, or a parking garage. Wes Bentley plays a psychotic sociopath. The main character, Rachel Nichols, she is just working on Christmas, and she goes down to the parking structure and she gets stuck there. And that's pretty much what the whole movie is about. It's about Wes Bentley pretty much stalking her. But it's very tension-filled. So, P2. Okay guys, here's where the controversy begins. Texas Chainsaw 3D. The last Texas Chainsaw movie, oh man, a lot of people hated this movie, and I think maybe part of that was they were diehard Texas Chainsaw Massacre fans. I love the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The rest of them, I kind of call it Southern Fried Horror, and a lot of it is hit and miss for me, but you know what? I really had a lot of fun with this one. The timeline is really jacked up. I'm going to give you that. I mean, the main character, Alexandra Daddario, she's supposed to be like in her late 30s or early 40s in this movie, according to the timeline, but it's obvious that she's freaking like 22 years old. I don't know why they made that blunder. I mean, I guess because you'd probably want Alexandra Daddario in a movie. You know, she's the hot young female actress of the day. So, but there is a nice twist in this movie, and it moves by pretty quick, and I had a lot of fun with it. All right, keeping the controversy going, number 3. I think this is one of the most underrated horror remakes. The Nightmare on Elm Street remake. This is another one that a lot of people hate for some reason, and again, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I think it's because there are a lot of Robert Englund fans out there, a lot of Nightmare on Elm Street fans, and I do like some of the entries, especially the first 4 Nightmare on Elm Streets. Those are good, but I'm not like a diehard. And Robert Englund, I think after part 2, he got kind of campy and almost annoying in a lot of the entries. Whereas Jackie Earle Haley, I thought he was very good. He took a different approach to the character of Freddy, where he made it dark and sinister. This movie doesn't really pull any punches. It's really dark. There's nothing light about it whatsoever. But for some reason, a lot of people hated it. I actually really like this movie. Okay, number 2. It's another remake. It's The Last House on the Left remake. This is actually a really effective remake, and it kind of just came and went, and you didn't really hear too much about it. It's one that I actually watched quite a bit. It's got some really good performances in it. Jesse from Breaking Bad is in it. Most people didn't even realize that. It's another one that doesn't pull any punches. It's very dark. disturbing, and it's got some really uncomfortable parts, but I think it is done very well, and it's got a very satisfying third act. Oh, and Tony Goldwyn plays the dad. Does that guy age at all? I mean, if you look at him in Friday the 13th Part 6 and today, he pretty much looks the same. And my number one most underrated horror movie is The Strangers. This is another one that kind of flew under the radar. As far as home invasion thrillers go, personally, I don't think anything beats The Strangers. I remember when I was watching it with my wife, and when you hear that on the door, it's so effective, and there's no like music cues or anything. It's just a simple, hard knock, and it's unsettling. And this isn't a movie where you feel like the main characters, Liv Tyler and Scott Speedman, are going to get away. It's got that sense of dread throughout. So yeah, definitely The Strangers. If you haven't seen The Strangers, check it out. So guys, those are my underrated horror movies. What are some of your favorite underrated horror movies? What did you think of mine? Looking forward to hearing your thoughts. Guys, thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. And Drumdum out.